I left school at 15 and I got a job as an apprentice joiner until I was 21. I then got a job as a joiner at Sheffield Health Authority. I was based at the Royal Infirmary. There was 5 benches in the workshop. We'd got a table saw in there and we used to cut all the sheets up in that, plywood, blockboard, whatever, and we used to cut asbestos on that. This new product which was a little bit safer than asbestos. When the sun was shining, you could see particles of dust, and like you looked around at shelves and other things on the wall, they were all piled with dust. There was no ventilation, so it was forced to get like that. You were going into places to repair things. It might be a damage on a ward, but when you went, you'd got to go underneath to find out what was wrong with it. On these corridors, there were a lot of steam pipes, and some of the asbestos lagging on them was damaged. But the worst place was, off these corridors, there was conduits about 1 metre wide by 2 metres high, and they went under each ward with all the pipe working for the services into the ward. With it being so cramped and narrow, the pipe work had got damaged. And you were treading on it, you could feel it under your feet. Asbestos, we presumed. You also took it as being debris and muck and dust that had been accumulated over the years. It must have been when I was coming up to 29. We all went to this lecture, engineers, electricians, painters and us, and they told us about this asbestos. There were different colours and the different types it was. Until that point, we were not bothered about asbestos. After that, all these conduits were all closed off, and if you went to go down there and work, you were provided with overalls and a mask. Just before lockdown, I must have been retired for just over 20 years. And I was getting a bit gaspy for breath, and I couldn't work this and I couldn't do that. And I was really slowed down, and I'm thinking, no, this is not right. So I went to see my doctor. Then he says, I'm sending for your x-ray and see what happens. Anyway, I went back to the doctor in 7 days, and he said to me, you've got some white deposits in your lung. I'm going to refer you to pulmonary rehabilitation. I got an appointment from Professor Fishwick. He says, you have got asbestosis, and also you've got pleural plaques. So you will find that your breathing will slowly, gradually get worse. This is caused by a long-term exposure to asbestos dust. There's no cure for this. You just have to try and cope with it best you can. I took it on my chin and said, right, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know whether I'm going to live a long time or not. But I've just got to try and live with it. And I went home with my wife. She was saying that you've got this, it's not curable, you've got to cope with it, and you've got to get on with your life, which is not easy. And that's where it hit me, really. It's not so much having the diagnosis and the asbestosis and my breathing, it was what it's going to do to the rest of my life now, which I didn't think was going to happen. And I'd got plans, and I was doing things, and I wanted to carry on doing it, even though I was a bit breathless. It takes a long time for it to sink in that you're limited to what you can do. I found if I sit, I'm feeling comfortable and right, but I shouldn't be. I should be doing something and getting off my backside and doing things that I'm capable of doing, even though it's putting me out of breath. It doesn't make no difference. It's going to be like that anyway. I've just got to cope with it. If you want to have a life, it's not going to be the life you had. It's going to be another life that you've got to build. You have to adapt. If you don't adapt, you're never going to move from the position you're in now. If you adapt gradually, your confidence will build up where you're going to have a better life. You need help. You can't do this on your own. There is help out there. I've found it now, and there is good help. Gradually, over the last 12 months, I can do quite a few of the things I wanted to do. Be it not as easy, but I can do them. And that's made me feel much, much better. I've got a life. I've got a life, and I want to get on with it.